So this is a continuation of backtesting NQ from May 2025. Okay, so May of this year. We're currently going into the third week of backtesting. A little update from the last video. Obviously, you can see we're on Monday, the 26th of May here, going into London session. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a week's worth of backtesting per video, and it's going to be like a mini series. I'll put it up on YouTube. Again, all of this is mainly for myself, for my own reflection when I'm trading, and obviously to give me that experience trading this style of trading. But yeah, I'm going to run it like a little series anyway, so that anybody who enjoys backtesting videos or trades this style of strategy can actually look at it and learn from what I do good, and what I don't do good, obviously. And that's obviously what I'm going for as well. So quickly going over yesterday, this is what we had. Oh, let's take this off. I don't even know what that is, but I don't know why it's highlighted, but okay. Let's quickly remove filter. That's it. Right, yeah. So this is obviously yesterday's, and so I done 2 weeks worth of data yesterday and posted them up. So we got week 1 and week 2. As you can see, I was sort of finding my way with what I wanted to do. So the first week's a little bit crappy journal wise. Okay, then going into this week, we've got even better. And then, as you can see, this is going to be the third week, which is where we currently are on the back testing. As you can see, 26th. And what I'm going to be doing is also adding my Discord link here. And what I mean by that is I've got my back testing here. So obviously futures back testing volume profiles. And I've got the week, and I'm going to click here, which is this, and I'm going to just literally upload images of the trades that I take, and notes for that trade on that day. So it won't take much longer, but it's just going to be a little bit more in depth for myself to look back on. Yeah, so I'm going to start getting on with it, and yeah, I'll try and explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it, just for myself, really. But hopefully, the video ends up being productive for anyone who does find their way to the video. So I'm going to pull out my previous day's levels. Yeah, the reason I actually got to the understanding of I need a little bit more in depth is that I noticed on my journal that I made, and you've seen in the other video, that I didn't have any images of the trades, which is a little bit of a downfall. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, I've got the video, but I want to be able to go back on it without having to watch a video, for my own self. Obviously, it's my back testing, so I want to know what trades I took, what works well, especially when you get them days or weeks or even months where you end up in a little bit of a mixed area trading wise, mentally. So yeah, so we got this previous week's value area low here, which is really low actually. And then the previous day's levels are quite low down. So this is a Monday. I'm not probably expecting too much, to be honest. We're going to pull that right up just so we got a little bit of cleaner price action to actually look at. Just have that level there. Yeah, and I'm going to start pushing price forward until we get to a level that somewhat gives me any chance of trading. Let's zoom out. What we got up above. I mean, it's quite far away, the levels. Looks like London isn't going to produce too much right now. Again, I'm going to really try hard to only enter between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. New York time, and then 7 a.m. till roughly 12, so noon in America, so New York time. Again, so we see London do absolutely nothing, to be honest, literally just consolidating. We're going into New York now, as you see here. Let's see, it is a Monday, so I ain't really expecting too much, and we're smack bang in the middle of the ranges. So again, it don't really look that optimistic going forward. Probably no news, and as you can see, literally sideways movement pretty much. Slight push up there, not really going anywhere. And that literally is going to be the end of the trading day there. So nothing for me on this day. So we're just going to quickly put that in my notes. Literally no trades. Just work Tuesday. What I'm going to do is also highlight these because I just feel like they makes them a little bit more clearer. And everything really comes down to the aesthetic look. At the end of the day, you've got to enjoy looking at it to want to go back and actually look at it. Otherwise, you won't. So Monday, no trades taken. Tuesday, again, we don't actually need this on now, so we're on the 27th at this point. Hopefully, we get something simple, and it's really quite simple. That's literally it now. So I can just literally skip to the next day and really go through some price action quite quickly. So this is the routines there. Just got to actually start looking now. So again, we're coming into the level. We can move from yesterday's previous days and previous days levels. We can start marking up the next the next lot. So 9:30 till 4. Near enough. Oh my god, I've got to zoom in a bit here. What's going on? What happened there? Just a crazy jump in time. What the hell? Must have been some sort of bank holiday or something. I haven't actually traded, like, I don't really know what to do there, to be honest. With that in mind, I don't know if it's the chart going funny or what there. With that in mind, I'm gonna skip that day just because, yeah, it's not really worth trying to do it if I can't get the right levels drawn on. So I'm gonna just skip that. I don't really have a clue what the hell happened there, to be honest. I don't know if it's this chart going funny or what. Let's skip. So we're going into, as you can see, is this the one or is one more? One more, and we can then do it again because that was a bit funky. I'm not really sure what happened there, to be honest. I don't know if that was literally the chart or just some weird price action or a bank holiday or something. It was a Monday, so genuinely could have been something. I'm not sure. So 9:30 to 4. Right, this day's fine. So maybe it was just something going funny on that day. It's fine. We just skip it. No problem. Again, we can just mark that level. Quite a lot of templates actually from all the different stuff that I've had over the years. Quite a lot of it I still use, in fact. Yep. So now we got, this is looking like we could get something. So we've got the previous day's value area high, the previous week's value area high, very close together. Previous day's point of control and previous week's point of control right near each other. So there definitely could be some setups here. We're on the 28th of May now as well, so we need to also note that down quickly before we start looking. No trades taken. It's very simple, just literally collecting data. To be honest, there's not much to it. You just go through, rinse and repeat, gain experience by entering trades. Again, slightly different to a live market, of course, because you're not executing with actual risk, but definitely builds up confidence in executions and things like that. So London session, come down, very aggressively down as well. You do have that Asia low just was taken already anyway, so not really looking to trade off this level unless we get a major push back up. So I do like the fact that we've now pushed back up through this. Jump up to the 3 minute. It's a little bit choppy. Let's take an entry because I probably would if I was trading live. One, probably because I'd be looking to actually get something. And yeah, let's just take that because we could trade up to this level. really give us a 1 to 2. So it may be a bad trade, but we're going to take it and see what happens. Price is lingering, never a good sign. It looks like it wants to go lower, in fact. Yeah. So that's a -1. So let's note that. What time? 2:13. Wasn't majorly confident on that, if I'm being completely honest. That was previous day's point of control. But again, the reason to take trades like that there is so that I have the data, I have the knowledge of taking it. 2:13, and then I know not to make that mistake again in live price action, if that makes sense. So we went long, NQ, loss, -1%, and we put the Discord link in. So we can just literally, this is what I'm going to be doing, just taking that. Obviously, I know why I took it. So we can just keep it very simple for the back testing and just do that. And we got our link with our picture for our trade. And then that's it. So we got a Wednesday, we know what trade we took. Obviously, because we have it here. And then what we can do is just copy this link and put that over in there. And then that's it. So now wherever we want, we can just come back to that. We know exactly what that trade was. On to the next trade. Let's see. There may be another trade during London. Of course, bounced off the level again. See, that's probably the better move now. At that point, obviously, we've seen it bounce away again, broke above, come back in. If we push above that high, I may enter it again. See what happens. So now I might take another long. If that loses, obviously, I'm going to stop for London. Again, let's put our stops down here. And that gives us, again, we're just above the level, but that's fine. We'll take that, see what happens. And again, stopped. So obviously the market's moving sideways. Probably not best to keep trading. We'll just take a -2 for the session. And we'll move on from that. Let's take a screenshot of this again so we can see exactly what we did. The trade was at 3:19 a.m. Let's note this down. What we can do is actually copy that because it's literally the exact same. Again, there's little ways and things that you do over time that you will be able to, if you use this sort of journal or something like that, ways that you know that you can speed up the process of backtesting or going over data, whatever you want to call it. And let's insert that. Oh, that's the wrong bloody thing. So I need to take a picture of that again. Whack that in there. So that's our 2 trades for London. So we got that. What we're going to do now is just skip forward till, let's say, New York. Just don't mind what price does, obviously. As you can see, it sort of bounced around anyway. It continued lower. It's bouncing off these levels. They're all quite close together. Yeah, so let's see where we get to at 7 o'clock. Ultimately, have gone higher. That's a bit of weird. I did not expect that. Gone right through the level as well. So now we're in New York. Obviously, we've had this massive bullish price action. I'm probably going to look for longs off these previous week's level and the previous day's level. If I do long off the previous week's high, previous week's value area high, which I'm sure that is. Just quickly zoom out. Yeah, previous week's value area high. If I do, I'm going to make sure I give it room to breathe on the previous day's value area high. We obviously have this high and this high to target as well. Stop's going to be a bit awkward unless we see some sort of bounce and pull away and bounce again. So let's see what happens. Price messing around. Really messing around. It's gone higher now. It seems to want to go higher without actually coming down into any of the levels, which is fine. It just means you might have missed it for now. Coming up to 9 a.m. Would like to see it come down now. Wow, really? They've done it again off the same sort of level, which is crazy. Obviously, some sort of volume there. Yeah, that's probably. Oh, so we come down, massive move down. In fact, could say this is consolidation manipulation. Obviously, I was looking for longs. I'm probably gonna steer clear of it right now. And that's why. So what I might do is if we get a clean move down now, which we're not, it's just not clean at all. It's very sloppy, bouncing off multiple levels. PA is no good for entries. Okay, so I'm going to call that a day there. Don't really like where it's going, and I feel like the move's already done, so there's no point trying to force something that ain't there. We're already down 2% on that day anyway, so you can just go into the next day and see what happens. Okay, so now we're up to the 1 a.m., so we're coming into 2. Again, let's draw our levels out. One 30 to 4. Oh, bloody hell, they're really close to each other. This isn't a really nice week, in fact, so far. Obviously, we'd be down 2%. Minor, really. Just one win literally covers that back up. But again, we're trying to make it as realistic as it would be in real life. Probably would be looking for a trade because psychology of being 2% down is a lot different to fake money. But yeah, again, I mean, we're miles away from everything. We're literally miles away. Gonna just print price out, see what happens. Just might mean this week there's not going to be much, to be honest. Could be, I'm not sure why, but obviously there could have been some sort of news. Trading in real time, obviously I'll be checking the news calendar and stuff like that for CPI or news, any things like that. So yeah, it's not major movement in London there. Yeah, still printing price out. I'm only really going to look to trade for buys off these levels, to be honest. I'll probably steer clear of it otherwise. Start smashing through it all. There's no point trying to trade it today. We're in New York as well now. It really ain't looking like there's going to be much. Okay, so we've come into these levels. We've come in and we have had a market structure shift here. We're now inside this fair value gap. If we respect it, I'll look to trade. And so the reason I didn't trade like directly out of this is because of this candle here. It doesn't really break away. Then once we come up, it slows down. So for me, I was like, it's not really looking like an entry just off the open. Pulled back really aggressively into the fair value gaps. When I see that, yeah, cool, we did respect it a few times, but when I see that, I'm thinking, it's not really looking like it wants to go away. Plus, if you look up, we've just literally been coming down, creating lows and highs everywhere. So again, like I said, literally smashing through here. There's not really much to trade, is there? Let's be realistic about it. We could take a short if we see a move lower here. It's just too hard to call. We're in between like 4 or 5 levels here. Exactly like that. Look, like, where'd you go from here? I don't know. I don't have enough experience in the market to actually call it without getting chopped. It seems like that's the day done for me there. Again, not ideal this week. So we're on Thursday, 29th May 2025. Yeah, not really the greatest PA here, which we've been looking at, but obviously if you'd watched the previous videos, we've seen that they was really nice weeks and we're well up. So just like real life, it does happen. This is real time as well. These charts were what did happen in real life. So no trades taken. Unfortunately, just that happens sometimes in the markets. There's not really much you can actually do about it. You just got to sort of continue trading. This is something why this is a reason why I'm actually coming over to futures as well as trading CFDs and Forex. Obviously, I have funding with Forex companies, but the way Forex has actually been moving at the current time in October, start of October, yeah, it's just sort of a reason why I want to be able to add a few more strings to the bow, really. And yeah, just no reason to really limit myself as a trader to one sort of style or one sort of strategy. At this point in my trading knowledge, I can easily, trade multiple things, different styles. It isn't going to make too much of a difference psychologically. If you win or lose, that's what matters, really. So the actual trading side of it is not really a massive problem, if that makes sense. So going into the final day of this week, and obviously of this video as well, there hasn't been too much. Obviously, with -2%, not really a massive problem. As I said, the week 1 and 2 was really nice movement and really nice PA, so we did get some nice profit. And obviously, I'll show again. I'm assuming if anybody is actually watching the video, they would have watched the previous 2 anyway, so you would actually see it for yourself. But probably up like 5%, 6% for the month, with these 2 losses encountered in that. So let's see what happens here. Obviously, we're 2% down. It might even be able to pull a break-even week here, or if we get more than one trade, profit, or just take a few more losses. We don't really know, and we're not really trying to guess. It's sort of just going to react as it comes. So again, quite a few levels quite close to each other. We did break through here and go up. So if you was trading this sort of time, you probably could have traded. I wouldn't, because I wait for the London session to start, and I'll see how we react. So let's see how we react here. We've taken Asia high as well. So not that it is ICT style, but I would also look for that. That's sort of a liquidity level that's been taken out. So I keep that in mind when going long, obviously off this level. So as we crushed through it, we've gone through and then come down really aggressively. I most likely would take a short off that candle there, and I'll give it a little bit of a wider stop just to make sure that I don't get tagged out after we make a move back up, because I'm expecting it to obviously do that. And yeah, I would take this trade. So again, let's note this one down, 228 on the, what's the date? 228 on the 30th. So we didn't trade in between. Not much actual journaling going on. What are we trading off? The previous day's value area low. London session. Forgot the time. 228. 2:28 a.m. Obviously, this is all New York times, all these timings. We're going to go short NQ and press run in there. And let's also give a little screenshot before and after. Let's do a before and after for this. Again, as I said, I'm sort of going I'm sort of doing this as I'm doing it, if that makes sense. So there may be things that I think, oh, like before and after is better than just sending pictures of me winning or losing. Do you know what I mean? So I think going forward, I'll do before and after if I remember. So yeah, so we're in the trade. Let's see what happens. Big push down, pull back up. Again, really, really quite aggressive away, which is what I want to see. 1, 2 massive aggressive candles. And I thought this was aggressive. That was enough for me to look for shorts. Right, so we've got that extra move here. Let's start marking up where 1R is, because obviously at that point, I'm going to start going to break even once we get to that level. So let's do liquidity target. Then we know that's our 1R level. Let's pull this back to 2R. So let's pull that down. Right, so we got 1R. Okay, so we would have hit 1R and probably gone break even. If we just pull that back so we can. Oh, because what I want to do is make sure that the journal is quite clean, as well as doing videos for myself and for like putting it on YouTube. So let's do 1R tag. So this is like what I'm trying to do with my journal is trying to make it as realistic as it would be when I'm trading live. Okay, so obviously at this point I would have been going break even, push price forward. We're still in the trade. A massive move down. I mean, when you see this, it's really, really clean. Now, again, like I was saying, with my knowledge of trading and how I actually do trade away from futures, we have this 1 minute fair value gap. Price actually respects it perfectly, then crumbles down. So again, back at 1R, we're still at break even at this point. And yeah, there's not really much more to add to the journal at this point. Just looking for what's going to happen. There you go. Go for a break even, no problem. So we take a break even trade, and we'll journal that. It did react nice the second time as well, but wasn't meant to be. So we put trade done. One on our tagged BE trade. Simple, literally as simple as this, and that's literally how I journal in real time as well. So, unfortunately, obviously, that means the week came to a close at a loss. Which again, not a massive problem to be honest. I'll show where we're at the moment. Let's just put that in. So at the moment, obviously, as you can see, we're floating about 7R, so about 7%. And yeah, just like I said, not so bad. Obviously, you're going to get good weeks, bad weeks, and as you can see, the previous week wasn't even majorly good. And we was up 4%. Week 1, 5%. And then what we'll do now is copy this over. So we'll copy that into here, and we'll just note down this week. So we took how many trades? Only 3 trades, and we had 0 wins, which means 0%. We took 2 losses, which is -2, and 1 break even. So total gain of -2%, and that is literally it. There's not much more to it. And what I'm going to be doing is every day trying to upload at least a week's worth of data. It's like a little series for myself, but just realistically, because it's really easy to do and you can fly through it. I mean, you probably do a year in a couple of weeks if you've done more than one like week every day. So if you've done like a couple of weeks per video, but I just wanted to do 1 week at a time for now. And yeah, so overall floating about 7% up at the moment, which is quite nice considering that's just 1 month's worth of data. And it ain't even from the complete and utter start, to be honest. It's literally from midway through the month. So really nice, 7%. And that's it for the day.